Hey guys, it's Josh here, and in this video I'm going to share with you the morning routine that I've used to get my anxious mind under control over the last 15 years. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really feel like making this video today. I have a sore eye, it's kind of weeping a little bit, which I think might be from the change of seasons, and my energy is just a bit low today. But I'm making this video anyway because I said to myself that I would make 3 videos a week, one on Monday, one on Wednesday, and one on Friday. And so I'm showing up for myself. And I think that's an important lesson, that we can kind of pinpoint at the start of this video, is that sometimes you've got to do things that you might not want to do, right? Especially if you have a specific goal in mind. So for my life, for the best part of my life, I'm 32 now. I've been meditating and practicing my morning routine for 15 years, since I was 17 years old. So nearly half my life. And I haven't wanted to do it every single day, but I've done it anyway. And so in this video, I'm going to talk to you about exactly what I've done and exactly how it's helped me. And again, this is 15 years of practice and of learning that I'm about to share with you. So back when I was 17, I had a really anxious mind. I still do have a pretty anxious mind. I think I'm prone to anxiety, prone to like ADHD style mentality. I've never been properly diagnosed because I just have never gone to the doctors for it or never gone to the psychologist for it. Mainly because I just never thought that was going to help me. I never thought that would be a good way to go, and I've always just wanted to figure it out by myself, and I've actually been very successful in figuring it out, and that's what I'm going to tell you about in this video. And so I never got diagnosed with anything because I never let it get to that point. I took the responsibility to get it under control by myself. And another reason is I've got family members who are on medication for their mental health issues, anxiety, depression, stuff like that, and it's just never helped them. I think it maybe helps them manage the symptoms temporarily, but they still struggle with the same thing every single day, and they rely on the medication, right? It doesn't really help. So I saw that and I thought, well, that doesn't really help. Surely I'll be able to get this under control myself. And so that's what I set out to do when I was 17. And since then, I've learned a few things that I'm going to share with you in this video about the mind. And back then, I was really scared of my mind. I was scared of my emotions. I was scared that I would be crazy, that I was going to go crazy. I was scared that I was going to become an addict, because we have that in the family as well. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to control my addictions. I had an idea of the kind of life that I wanted to create for myself. I want to have a family, I want to have a wife, I want to have, kids, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy. And I knew that if I was to go down this path of taking medication, I would not be empowered within myself. I would be reliant on something else, and I didn't want to rely on anything else. I wanted to be empowered within myself. So when I was 17, I started to do this morning routine. And, really what I started to do was I started to look up, I started to learn. I started to educate myself. I started reading blog posts about spirituality. I started to read blog posts about the mind. This was 15 years ago, so blog posts were still a thing. I write blog posts now. You can actually read my blog posts in the description of this video. I've been making blog posts for every video that I've been doing, so you can read my blog post below, but I don't know if people still read blog posts. Anyway, back then I was reading blog posts. I get a kick out of writing them now. And the blog post that I read 15 years ago, it said, start meditation. If you start meditation now, it'll become like a superpower for you, and you'll become like a superhero. And I thought, as a 17-year-old male, becoming a superhero sounded like a pretty good thing. So I was like, cool, I'm going to start meditation, and I'm going to become a superhero. And so what I used to do was I would go to the beach, because I lived quite close to the beach. I'd walk down there, and I would sit down and I would meditate for 10 minutes a day. That would be it. I would go there, I would sit down, I would put my timer on for 10 minutes, I would close my eyes, I would focus on my breathing, and I would try to observe my thoughts, right? Without getting lost in them. And at the beginning, it was weird and I sucked at it, right? Like I would open my eyes because I would get scared that there was people walking too close to me. I would hear sounds and I would freak out thinking that people were close to me. I would lose my train of thought, or I'd lose my focus, and then I would get frustrated at myself internally. And I was having all these different experiences that were just really kind of weird. But I stuck to it because the blog post told me, said, do the meditation and you'll be better for it. And so I kept doing it. And over time, I learned some things. I learned that I'm not my thoughts, and I don't need to attach to every single thought that I have. I learned how to process my emotions in a healthy way. I learned how to trust the world around me, and I learned how to trust myself. I learned that I am safe, so I learned to feel safe within myself, which was a big one. I learned, how to detach from my thinking. I learned how to control my thinking process, like actually direct my thoughts. I learned a lot of things. And, now those things that I learned, and not just learned, but actually experienced in meditation, have become the foundation for my confidence. Now I have a very high level of confidence when it comes to my mind and my mentality. And I think a big part of it is because I know how to stop overthinking. I know how to release attachment to negative thoughts. And now I'm not scared of having anxiety. Now I'm not scared of having depression. Now I'm not scared of my mind. I'm not scared of my thoughts. I'm not scared of going crazy. I'm not scared of any of that. It doesn't mean that I don't have bad days sometimes. Like today I'm feeling a bit down. You can probably see my eye. I don't know, but it's quite sore. I still have like down days, but I'm not so attached to it. Like I don't make it mean anything. It's just a down day. The perfectionist in me would want this video to be perfect, but it's just not happening like that today. And so it is what it is. It's not a big deal. I'll make another video on Wednesday and another one on Friday, and then I'll do another one next week. It's one video, right? And it actually gets the point across anyway. Like, things don't need to be perfect. If you don't get it right the first time, it's not a big deal. You can practice again. You can try again. But anyway, back to the routine. That was all I did. I did 10 minutes a day of meditation, and I've done that consistently for the last 15 years. And all I did was I just focused on my breathing, and I focused on observing my thoughts. And again, I wasn't perfect every day. The only thing special about my practice and my routine is that I never stopped. Some people try meditation for like a week or even a month, and then they say, "Oh, that was all right, but it didn't really help me." It's just because they stopped. It's because they quit. It's because they didn't continue with it. I always say that your brain is a muscle, because it is. Your brain is a muscle, and so when you go to the gym, right, you train your muscles, and if you were to stop training them, you would expect them to become smaller. If you train your muscles a lot, they're going to become bigger. If you don't train them, they're going to become smaller. If you eat a lot of shit food, you're going to get fat. If you don't eat a lot of shit food, you're not going to get fat, right? If you train your mind consistently, your mind gets strong and clear and calm. If you don't train your mind consistently, it just deteriorates, and then you start overthinking, and you have negative thoughts, and you have no control over your mind. So, it's not that meditation doesn't work, because a lot of people think that. It's just that you've got to be consistent with it, just like you go to the gym, right? So this is what I tell people, is that you've got to develop a belief system or a lifestyle or an identity around your practices and your routines, because there's no magic routine that's going to fix all your problems forever. The purpose of a routine is to be consistent with the routine. And if you're consistent with the routine makes your life better. Now, there's a lot of, shit online about routines and whether you should do them, whether you should not do them. Like, it really depends on the context, because if you want to have better mental health, I honestly don't think that there's anything as good as a disciplined routine, right? Like healthy habits implemented with consistency. There's nothing better than that for your mental health, right? Whether it's anxiety or depression, just controlling or managing your ADHD, whatever it is, there's nothing better than just consistency with healthy habits. It's not sexy, but it works. That's what I've done for the last 15 years. I've never taken medication for my mental health. I've overcome addictions. I've built a business. I have a family. Have got a good life, right? And I believe the foundation of it is this routine that I've been doing to help me manage my mind. Because when my mind is clear and calm, everything else in my life becomes better. When my mind is all over the place, then I'm all over the place, then everything's all over the place. So that's it. It's a pretty simple routine. It's really just daily meditation every single day. It's the routine. Simple. Daily meditation, 10 minutes a day. Focus on your breathing, focus on your thinking. I will put some more videos in the description of this video where I teach you about meditation. If you want to learn more about meditation, there's more videos about the meditation practice that changed my life. I've got another video on, mindset, how to learn more about your thinking. Your thinking creates your feelings, right? Your feelings create your beliefs. So when you get control of your thinking, when you get control of your mind, you can really get control of your life. Anyway, this was just a quick video today with a bung eye, but hopefully I can get the message across and you find it somewhat helpful. That's it. See you guys later.